So one as our storytelling goes for Middlesex County, one of the a lot of them are we call them the come heres and the from heres. So this is a come here. She was actually coming through the area. She was living at the time in Baltimore, Maryland, Irene Morgan. She was coming home. She just had a miscarriage, and she was coming home to Gloucester to stay with her mom to rejuvenate from that miscarriage. On July 16th, 1944, she got on a Greyhound bus and rode part of the way to go back to Baltimore. So she's crossing the state line from Virginia into Maryland. Irene was asked to give up her seat at one of the stops, and she was obviously not feeling well, and she refused. She had paid for her ticket and she wanted her seat, and so they called the police, the sheriff's department, and a sheriff from Middlesex County came and asked her to get off the bus. She refused. There was a bit of a little skirmish, and she was removed from the bus and brought into Middlesex County, and her court case was then heard here, and it went from our courthouse, the historic building that you saw earlier, and her case was heard here. She went on to the state level, and then she went to the national court, the Supreme Court, and she won her case. Thurgood Marshall was cutting his teeth at that point in time on cases, and he was her lawyer. So she predates Rosa Parks by 6 years, and she is her case was won because she was intrastate. She was going in between two different states, and the same laws did not apply in Maryland that applied in Virginia, and so that is the point that they used to argue her case. We're thrilled to showcase her story here in Middlesex County. We have a lot of artifacts that came from her granddaughter that shared with us, and we have a really nice plaque that's in the courthouse center that explains a lot to the kids or to anybody coming through. So Irene is a big role model and a woman who stood by her convictions. She's also a very interesting person. At that point in time, she had not graduated from high school, so she did that, and then she got her she got her GED, and then as an adult she went back and got her bachelor's and then also her master's degree. So at that point in time, she here we have received all of these. At 35, she got her GED, her BA at 68, and her MA at 73. So she's very inspirational. Her story has a lot of really inspiring moments in it on multiple levels. So we're thrilled to have her story as part of our museum here.
Well, thank you very much. Well, right here at the courthouse, we have Morgan versus Virginia. The resistance of Irene Morgan, 1917 to 2007. Segregation led to an important court case. On the 16th of July, 1944, Morgan refused to give up her seat on the Greyhound bus to a white passenger. After struggling with Middlesex County Sheriff, she was arrested, convicted by the state. She appealed all the way to the United States Supreme Court. With the help of Spotswood W. Robinson III and Thurgood Marshall, among others, in a landmark decision in 1946, the court ruled that it was unconstitutional to enforce segregation laws on interstate carriers. This decision helped set precedent for the later battles of the NAACP against segregation. Well, if you're watching this video and you've never seen my channel before, I made about 30 videos with the help of several historians and museums for Black History Month, and we covered many of those stories. All right, now we have the historic clerk's office. Let's go see what's inside and go from there.